This was me when I first stepped into the gym. No direction, no goal, just hopefully gonna wake up someday and see some abs and a bit of muscle growing. 3 years later. Now you think, oh fair enough, he's actually made a decent amount of progress. However, it was nowhere near the amount I should have had considered the time spent in the gym. This is me now, only 4 months from that previous photo, and you can see a fair bit of changes were made. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 things that caused me to see no progress while going to the gym consistently, and none of it has to do with a new training split, no more time spent in the gym, or a new supplement you haven't heard about yet. Point number 1, not sticking to one plan for long enough. As me being impatient, I was always looking for the best way to train and see what I'm missing in my current state to be able to progress me to that next level. Little did I know I was avoiding the work that needed to be done and skipping past the basics like they didn't matter. As a result, I was changing my training split every couple of weeks, losing all of the data that I've got from the original exercises I was using, which then left me lost and nowhere to progress. And because of that, I never knew whether I was getting stronger or not. I was just kind of coasting and hoping for the best in the gym. How I fixed this within that 4-month period was sticking to the same training split for the whole time. I got good at the exercises that I was using, I mastered the technique, I mastered the intensity with those exercises and managed to get stronger over time. Luckily for you, you don't have to go through that. I have 3, 4 and 5 day training splits for free in the description, so you can see what one suits you best and start seeing some real progress in the gym. All of these splits have been tried and tested by myself. I know what works, I've been through all of the splits you could possibly imagine, so this is going to be the one for you young lads out there that are going to build muscle and make sure you get stronger over time in the gym. And no, I'm not going to shout in your face and say it's the most optimal split in the world like you want to hear, but if you can stick to it for long enough, 4 or 5 months, and you can get good at the movements that are in the split, you're guaranteed to grow a bit of muscle and get stronger at those exercises. Plus, it's free, so grab it, click the link in the description. If you don't like them, you don't lose out on anything. Just give them a go and see how you like it. Point number 2, having an ego in the gym. I see too many lads nowadays loading up more weight than they can handle, chucking it about and think they've grown some muscle from doing so. Let me tell you, from someone who's done that before, it gets you absolutely nowhere. The whole point of load is to train a muscle. The more weight you lift doesn't equal to how much muscle you grow. If you can't lift said weight with good execution and technique, you aren't strong enough to lift the load. Just accept it. It's fine. All you got to do is just build up that weight over time, be patient, utilize the 1.25s and the 2.5 kilo plates in the gym, and it will eventually build up to a stronger weight. All of that said, you must have the same execution and technique every week with the same exercises. If you were to change it every week, 1 week you're doing perfect execution, next week you're not actually growing. Your technique needs to stay the same every single session. You need to have it standardized before you even think about progressing to the next weight. Which leads me on to my 3rd point, no true training intensity. I used to think just turning up to the gym was enough. Little did I know there was no real intent behind my sessions, and it was only until I started recording my own sets that I realised I just wasn't putting enough effort in. Believe it or not, the gym isn't a magical place. You don't just turn up and expect to see results. You have to put the work in while you're there. That's why you don't see the biggest fella in the gym half-hearting his sessions. He is the hardest worker there. He's always taking his sets to failure, and you need to do the same. You need to have that true training intensity. Yes, it will take time for you to build up, but you need to be training harder than what you think. Remember, mentally, you're quitting the sessions and sets before you can actually stop. Physically, you can go for much longer. Trust me, it's a mindset game. I found this the hard way, and I'm telling you now so you don't have to. Point number 4, actually recovering outside of the gym. Now, I used to think the other 23 hours of the day didn't matter because I went to the gym and trained hard. Now, I was so far from the truth, it was unbelievable. This is probably the main reason as to why I didn't see progress for the first 3 years. It's because I took the other time I spent outside of the gym not seriously whatsoever. During the week, I was on it. Nutrition was good, training sessions were getting smashed, I was sleeping good, until the weekend rolled around. I was getting pissed Friday, Saturday, I was eating like shit, my routine fell apart, I had no structure, And that just took me 2 steps back from going 1 step forward in the week. This is one of the biggest killers of my progress as well, and I only started realising it when someone held a mirror up to me and said, this is why you're not progressing in the way you want to. Every single meal you have needs to be catered towards your goal. One protein shake isn't going to cut it. You need to have structured meals throughout the day that's actually going to repair the muscles that you've broken down in the gym. Therefore, you can get stronger over time and actually build some muscle. Now, my 5th and final point is actually staying consistent in the gym. None of these points I just told you matter if you aren't staying consistent. This was one of the biggest killers for me. One week I was training 2 days a week. The next I was training 5. That is not consistency. You need to find a plan that works for you and you can actually stick to. For me, I was training 5 days a week. That worked with my schedule and I could stick to it long term. I ran that 5-day-a-week split for 4 months on end, and I still run a 5-day-a-week split now, just a bit different with a few different exercises. This is the main thing that is killing your progress. You need to stay consistent with your nutrition, with your training, with your cardio, and your sleep. Those things matter before any of the tips that I've just given you. Master those and watch your progress fly to another level. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can take some tips away and actually implement them into your fitness journey. Any questions, give me a message on Instagram at lwcoaching__, and I'll be more than happy to help. Catch you in the next one.